All right, today we've got a really powerful story for you. It's all about perseverance, ambition, and, what it really takes to make a dream that seems impossible actually happen.
So let me ask you this. What does it actually take to make an impossible dream real? I mean, really think about it. For a young boy named Eli, the answer wasn't something he found on the ground. No, it was way, way up in the clouds.
So let's dive in. Our story starts with this kid, Eli. He's from a small village, and his eyes were just always, and I mean always, glued to the sky.
And what's so cool about this is how early this all started. While all the other kids were running around playing on the ground, Eli, he'd just be lying in the grass, watching the birds, and literally imagining himself flying right alongside them. This wasn't just some passing phase, it was everything to him.
But you know how it goes. A dream, no matter how big and powerful, eventually smacks right into reality. As Eli got a little older, he ran headfirst into this massive wall of rejection. All these obstacles standing between his world on the ground and that dream he had in the sky.
And this wall, it wasn't just about money or, logistics. It was built by the people around him, by their words. Can you just imagine hearing this from your own community, the people you know? People like us, we don't become pilots. Wow, that is a huge, heavy wave of doubt to have to swim against.
So let's really break down what he was dealing with here. It was basically a mountain of no. He's in a small village, right? No airport. He's got people around him constantly telling him he can't do it. He's got serious money problems. And on top of all that, he's got this growing pile of rejection letters for scholarships. I mean, any single one of those things could have just ended the dream right there. But here's the thing about Eli. He didn't quit. Nope. He did the exact opposite. He went out and worked 3 jobs, not 1, not 2, 3 jobs at the same time just to scrape together enough money for flying lessons. That one number, 3, it just tells you everything you need to know about his dedication, doesn't it? So how do you even respond to all that doubt? Well, Eli, he turned it all into fuel. He channeled it right into action. He saved every single penny he could get his hands on. He bought and just devoured books about aviation, teaching himself everything. He even practiced on old, clunky flight simulators. But the most important thing, the absolute key to all of this, he never, ever, ever stopped trying. Okay, so after all of that, all the struggle, the rejection, the insane amount of work, a single moment was coming. A moment that was about to change his entire life. So after what must have felt like an eternity of work and saving and studying when everyone said it was pointless, one day it happened. It arrived in a letter, and inside were the words that would change everything. You have been accepted into a prestigious flight academy on a full scholarship. Can you just imagine reading that? That feeling? The weight of all those years of no just gone in an instant. This timeline really puts it all into perspective. This was no overnight success story, not at all. It starts with that dream he had as a little kid, then moves into years of just grinding away as a teenager, then getting hit with all that rejection, and then, finally, that amazing breakthrough. It was a long, long road. But getting that acceptance letter, that was just the beginning of a whole new chapter. Now came the hard part in a way. 4 years of super intense training, the final leg of this journey to make that dream come true. And let's be real, Flight Academy was no walk in the park. We're talking tough weather simulations, brutal exams, and yeah, for sure, moments where he doubted himself. But what I find so powerful is his motivation. What kept him going through all that? It was the memory of that little boy lying in the grass, just staring at the sky. That original dream, that was his fuel. And then it happened. The moment. The day finally came. His heart is just pounding in his chest. The plane lifts off the runway. The world below starts to shrink. And he realizes he's flying. It's real. The dream he'd held on to his whole life was actually happening. So you can imagine, when he finally became the captain of his first commercial flight, that title, captain, it meant so much more than just pilot. It was, the physical proof of a dream made real through just relentless, stubborn perseverance. It was a total victory. But think about it. What do you do after you've done the impossible? What's next? For Eli, the story didn't just end there in the cockpit. No, it was time to bring it all full circle, right back to where it all began. So he went back to his old school in his village. And he wasn't there to show off or anything like that. He was there to inspire, to look those kids in the eye and show them what's really possible.
And this is the message he gave them, really the core lesson from his entire life's journey. No dream is too big if you're brave enough to chase it. So simple, right? But so powerful. Because he had lived it. He earned the right to say that. And this is maybe the most crucial point of the whole story, the thing that makes it so relatable to all of us. He didn't succeed because he was some kind of genius or was born special. He succeeded for one reason. He just refused to give up. That was his superpower, pure perseverance.
So in the end, Eli's story isn't really just about becoming a pilot, is it? It's a story about the human spirit and what we're capable of. And that really just leaves us with one last question, a question for you. What dream are you brave enough to chase?